Now I want to show you something that has the power to save you a lot of time and help you get better replies and responses from ChatGPT. Now, the feature I'm going to show you is somewhat distinct to OpenAI, but there are different AI models out there that have variations, and I'm actually seeing some of the law firms in their own sort of proprietary chatbots create some functionality around this. Now, this is the custom instructions that OpenAI released several weeks ago and now is available to anyone, whether you have a plus subscription or a free subscription as well. So I want to just walk you through this. So right now I do not have custom instructions turned on. I'm going to basically show you how to do that in a second, but I'm going to use the hypothetical, a real world one actually, of a first year associate who just started in the last month at a law firm, and a partner sends them an LOI and says, basically, take a look at this LOI, review it, and help me, make what suggestions you think we need to do here. Now, that first year associate, unless the LOI spells out letter of intent, then they may not even know what that is. So I'm just going to put in here, like a lot of users would who haven't taken my course, that don't really know how to prompt, they might put something in like this. Tell me what an LOI is and what makes a good one from a bad one. It's very simple sort of prompt. I would say that it's not very effective, but you're going to get a response. Again, these models, all models are trained to be responsive and try to be helpful. So here you are. You have a very clear, crisp definition of what a letter of intent is, and it's going on. And I'm just going to let this finish out and come back. Okay, so you can see that it went on to tell me what the characteristics of a bad LOI are: ambiguity, omissions, overcommitment, lack of legal review. Some basic stuff here, okay? And again, I'm not saying this is a stellar prompt, but quite honestly, many people, this is how they prompt. If you recall from this course, or those who have taken my course, I teach the 5 Ps, and I always talk about priming the prompt, right? Giving it some context. Talking about the personality or tone that you have or that you want it to respond with, and then the product. What do you actually want back from it? So prompt that I showed you doesn't have any of those things. But again, those who have not taken my courses wouldn't know this necessarily unless I've taken other courses and been experimenting. But most people are prompting like this. So let's see the difference when I put in a custom instruction. Now, a custom instruction is over here. You go to where your little name is, these 3 dots, and you're going to see custom instructions. And here it is. Here's the box. And there's 2 boxes. The first box is basically, you're not going to be able to see that. What would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? And the second one is how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Now, this goes directly into priming, persona, and product. This is basically a way to embed a prompt that will inform all of your chat sessions. So you don't have to do that in your individual prompts, and you're going to see what I mean here in a second. So let me just go. So I've created let me not show you my inbox there, associate collection. So I'll explain this here in a second. Let me just plop this in. Okay. Now you can create these any way you want. I've sort of been in the midst of creating a template because I'm going to release a bunch of different these: senior partners, transactional partner, CLO, legal operations director, all that. So I'm in the midst of creating a library. It's going to be part of my next module in my course. But here you can just sort of see, I just bulleted out. This is a first year associate. So I am a first year associate in a mid to large law firm, right? I'm in a transactional kind of general area. Skills are very basic: contract law, some legal writing research. I mean, I'm fresh out of law school. You can sort of see my values. I'm eager to learn and contribute and support, senior lawyers. My ideal audience, obviously, is senior associates, partners, and legal support staff and all that. What I want back, I want a professional yet approachable tone. This is how I want ChatGPT to interact with me, right? Informational with a touch of mentorship, right? So try to help me, try to guide me a little bit Summaries are good with actionable steps that I can like continue to learn on. Typo. Neutrality. I want it to be neutral. I don't want it to be opinionated, but I want suggestions or recommendations and a helpful coaching style. Again, help me on my learning journey here. So on and so forth. I'll in the material with this video. So all you do here, so make sure this is enable for new chats. I click save. Okay. Now this was my prior example when I did not have this turned at all, the custom instructions. So I'm just going to start a new chat. Now it has the custom instructions turned on. Let's see what the difference is in response. I'm going to pause this and then we'll okay, let's see what it came up with. So it gives me what I think is a much more lawyerly definition of it, and it's giving me sort of other language that might be associated with an LOI. It breaks down characteristics of a good one, and if you just read this language, it's giving specific sort of tips or insights on how to structure a good LOI, and then on the bad one too, it's more specific, it's more detailed, it's more suggestive versus sort of what we had over here when I just basically prompted it without the custom instructions. Hopefully this will pull up. Whereas here, it was a lot more basic. Again, is it a fundamental difference? Possibly no, but I believe, and through my own experience of working with custom instructions and just prompting, that this is actually getting a better result. Now, I could not have to use custom instructions at all. Everything I put in custom instructions, I could put directly into my prompt, but I'd have to do that for, every chat session. Now the custom instructions are on. If I start a new chat right now, it still knows what my custom instructions are. They're still live here. Okay. So I have a new chat, and let me just say, say as a first year associate, I heard that the client has issued an RFP to its outside counsel. Now I teach law students, and I can tell you that most law students have never heard the acronym RFP, so they don't really know what it is. And some associates, if you're a first year associate, might not want to raise your hand and ask that question. So let me just sort of put that in here and see what it comes. So you can see here, I just simply put in the prompt, the partner just said that the client is issuing an RFP. So here you see that I basically just put in as a prompt, the partner said the client is issuing an RFP for outside counsel. I have no idea what that is. And if you look at this tone, it's a very coaching, mentoring style tone. It's very helpful. It gives me actionable steps, resources for deeper learning, and all that. It really sort of acclimates me to better understand in the context of what this RFP is. Now, I'm going to turn custom instructions off just to sort of show you what a typical user might use if they don't have custom instructions turned on. Okay, so I just went and erased those custom instructions. Now I'm going to still be that first year associate, but ChatGPT doesn't know that because it doesn't have custom instructions about that. So I'm just going to go in as a typical user and say, what is an RFP? And it will answer, and it will definitely sort of tell us, but it doesn't know that we're in a legal context. It doesn't know that I'm an associate at a law firm. So yes, it's going to define it, but it's going to skip the nuance and idiosyncrasies of how RFPs are used by some clients to purchase legal services. So again, the value of using these tools, we should always be maximizing, and it doesn't take that much more effort to extract meaningful value from these by knowing how to operate them. So this is a good example of custom instructions. Again, it's free for everybody right now if you have the Plus subscription or the free subscription. And again, there are variations of this in different models, and I'm seeing some law firms embed some level of custom instructions in. So you should definitely try them out. Again, I will be releasing a library. I've got 50 plus right now of various roles on the business and practice side in law firms and in-house teams. So stay tuned for that. But check it out. It's really, really helpful.